Hi everyone, and welcome again to Feast in the Middle East. Now I, like many of you, was watching the royal wedding and I was completely mesmerized by that fabulous flowing designer hat worn by Princess Beatrice. It was like she pulled out her colon and placed it right on top of her head. Isn't it brilliant? And I thought to further celebrate this occasion, I would teach you how to make Prince William's groom's cake. Now this groom's cake is actually a chocolate biscuit cake, and believe it or not, it is very popular in the Middle East, particularly in countries like Jordan and the UAE. However, they call it lazy cake because it doesn't require any baking. Frankly, who wants to turn on the oven in 150-degree weather, right? So it's really simple to make, and I'm going to show you how to do it right now. To make this cake, we're going to start with the batter. It's really simple, actually. We're going to start with condensed milk. Now you can find condensed milk in any grocery store. It's in the can usually. I'm going to use about 3/4 cup right here. Super sweet and yummy. And this will be the base of the cake to kind of glue it together. Next, we're going to add about 2 tablespoons of powdered sugar. We don't need too much sugar because the condensed milk is rather sweet, and I'm going to add a lot of chocolatey goodness to this. I'm going to get some really good quality cocoa. I'd say add about 4 rounded tablespoons of it, like this. 3 and 4. Next, a 1/2 stick of butter. Nobody said this was low calorie, people. This is a cake. We want it to be amazing, right? If you're going to eat the calories, they better be good. We're going to use, isn't that cute? I got a heart-shaped one just for them. About 1/2 cup of chocolate chips. And this is my little twist on things, a nice big dollop of Nutella. Why, you ask? Why not? It's Nutella, for crying out loud. It tastes good on top of grass. I would eat it. Okay, so we've got all the makings for our batter. I'm going to put this in the microwave for only 1 minute. There are some recipes floating around in the web that call for a raw egg for this cake. Now, I don't think that's such a great idea, especially if there are kids that are going to be eating this cake. We call it a biscuit cake, not a dysentery cake, okay? So, the next part of the cake are the biscuits. These are called digestive biscuits. In England, they're called digestives. They're rather large. In Spain, they sell them too. They're called Marie biscuits. It's really your preference which country you feel more loyal to. I'm going to use the English biscuits because it was an English wedding. Now, these are quite popular in the Middle East too, the biscuits themselves. I think it's probably a remnant of British colonization of the Middle East. And so, might as well enjoy them, right, since they introduced them. This could also be a therapy session. And what I did is I put this in a Ziploc bag. I want to crush these into coarse crumbs. And what I like to do is get out all of my aggression, like, why can't I be a royal and not have to pay any taxes? There you go. We're all done with that. And so the batter is going to be almost done here. It's pee-pee. And all we have to do is stir it around. Look at this. How I would love to just put my face into this right now, but I'm not going to do that. Maybe another day. So we're going to stir this around until it's nice and smooth. And you want to use softened butter because it'll make this process a lot faster. So you don't want to use chilled or frozen butter. Look how easy this cake is. It doesn't require any baking whatsoever. So now that I've crushed the biscuits, you just pour the biscuits inside, like this. And stir that up. I won't put the whole thing. You want to use about 1.5 dozen of the big digestive biscuits. If you're using the Marie biscuits, you could use this whole thing because they're a lot thinner. Now incorporate it till it's nice and mixed up. And what we're going to do is we're going to put this in a mold. You could use any kind of pan. You could use a cake pan, you could use a bread pan, but the secret to making this work is you have to chill it. You could put it in the freezer or the refrigerator, whichever you prefer. So I've got a mold here. I've got a cake pan with some wax paper so that it doesn't stick. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to spoon this in. I know it's not attractive, I know, but trust me, in the end, it's going to be worth it. It's going to be delicious. So here we go. You know, a lot of people lament, you know, why can't I be a princess? Why couldn't I be Kate Middleton? Why couldn't I marry Prince William? I say, who needs Prince William when you've got this delicious biscuit cake? It really does the trick. It's pure bliss. So I'm going to just kind of press it with my hands like this. It is kind of gooey, but that's why it's gonna be so yummy. So I'm gonna put this in the refrigerator, and fortunately, I did make another one in advance for you so that you could see what it looks like, and we're gonna plate it. So this is what it looks like. I'm gonna put it in the refrigerator. Now I'm gonna make this kind of fancy because it is the royal wedding after all. So I got a nice cake plate. I took this out of the refrigerator, so it's hard now, okay? I'm gonna put this over. Remove the wax paper. Look at that, isn't that beautiful? To make this fancy, I'm gonna put a chocolate ganache over it, which is simply about a half a cup of chocolate chips with a half a cup of cream that I melted over the double broiler. And I'm gonna pour this on top, like that. Isn't that beautiful? So you could just scoop this, and then you could decorate it with some fruit, like strawberries, bananas, whatever you like. I'm gonna use strawberries because they add nice color. Put one on top. And then we're gonna plate this now. Of course, I have to try some. It actually cuts up quite nicely. You don't have to put the ganache on top. I just put it to add a nice touch. Take a little bite here. Okay, guys. This is like a big fat candy bar. They shouldn't call it biscuit cake. They should call it crack cake because it's that good. Really, you don't need Prince William, I swear. Thank you for joining me on Feast of the Middle East. Go to feastinthemiddleeast.com for the recipe. Until next time, darlings, toodaloo. Oh. Mmm.